In the fractured aftermath of the First World War, as empires crumbled and ideologies clashed, a shadow history began to take shape in the coffee houses of Vienna, in the secret lodges of Munich. While the world focused on the rise of political extremism, a small circle of women turned their gaze elsewhere, not to the borders of nations, but to the vast silence of the cosmos. At their center stood a figure of striking mystery, Maria Orsic. Born in Vienna to a Croatian architect and a Viennese mother, Maria was an ardent nationalist who dreamed of a unified German Reich. But her true ambition lay far beyond earthly politics. She was the high priestess of the Vril Society, a secret order dedicated to metaphysics and the other side. In a time when the modern bob cut was the symbol of female liberation, Maria and her inner circle, the Vrilerinnen, defied convention. They grew their hair to extraordinary lengths, often reaching down to their hips to them. This was not vanity. It was a biological necessity. They believed these long locks acted as cosmic antennae capable of capturing psychic frequencies from deep space. It began in Munich, 1917. Maria entered a trance state, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were visible, her mouth agape. Her hand moved across the page, channeling a script she did not recognize. 2 years later, in December 1919, the true revelation arrived. In a secluded hunting lodge near Berchtesgaden, amidst the snowy peaks, Maria met with the Vril Society and the fearsome lords of the Black Stone. She presented 2 piles of automatic writing. One was in a secret German Templar script. The other was an unknown ancient language. Scholars of the ancient world, Pan-Babylonists, were called, and the verdict was impossible to believe. The script was ancient Sumerian, and the message was a technical schematic. The transmission allegedly came from the Aldebaran star system, 68 light years away in the constellation Taurus. The senders called themselves the Sumi, a humanoid race who claimed to have colonized Earth 500 million years ago, building the lost cities of Lhasa and Shurapak. They spoke of a master race of godmen and a mission to share free energy with humanity, a way to end all wars by eliminating the need for fuel. To realize this vision, Maria needed help. She assembled the Vril Maidens. There was Traute, a brown-haired medium from Munich, who identified the 2 home planets of the aliens. There were Gudrun and Heike, chosen for their psychic potential. And there was Sigrun, while Maria was the spiritual vessel. Sigrun was the translator of physics. She decoded the complex engineering data that would supposedly birth the Third Reich's flying saucers. The goal was to harness Vril, the universal limitless life force described in Balder Lytton's fiction, and turn it into propulsion. If the legends are true, the results were terrifying. Dr. W. Schumann of the Technical University of Munich allegedly used this channeled data to build the Otherworld flight machine. From this came the Vril discs and the weaponized Haunebu dreadnoughts. These craft defied aerodynamics, utilizing anti-gravity levitators to achieve vertical takeoff in speeds of up to 12,000 kilometers per hour. By January 1944, the ambition had grown even darker. In a meeting attended by Himmler and Hitler, the Aldebaran project was greenlit. They planned to send a Vril 7 Jaeger craft through a dimensional channel, a wormhole independent of the speed of light, directly to the alien homeworld. But hidden within the files is a dissenting narrative, one that paints Maria not as a villain, but as a prisoner of a galactic war. According to the Franzen files, Maria was a covert member of a Galactic Federation, unknowingly used by hostile factions known as the Siakar and the Nebu. They manipulated her desire for peace to feed destructive technology to the Nazis. This account claims an extraterrestrial operative infiltrated the Reich to watch her, eventually revealing the deception when Maria tried to stop the work. Her assassination was ordered.
But she did not die. The narrative insists she was extracted from Earth in 1945 by the Federation. Her death faked to ensure her safety among the stars. The end of the Vril Society on Earth was as cryptic as its beginning. As the Allied forces closed in on Germany in 1945, the group evaporated. On March 11th, an internal letter was dispatched to all members. It contained no orders for battle, no suicide pacts. Just a final farewell. Niemand bleibt hier. No one stays here. Theories abound. Did they escape to a secret base in the Antarctic wastes of Neuschwabenland? Did they vanish into the dimension channel during a test flight? Historians remain skeptical. They point to the lack of documents, the absence of photographs and official files, and the fact that the entire Vril Mythos was largely constructed by Austrian writers in the 1990s. They argue that the Vril force is fiction, and the photos we see today are modern forgeries or misidentified ghosts of the past. Yet, the story of the girl with the long hair and the voices in her head endures, a blend of occultism, technology, and the unknown. Whether Maria Orsic was a fantasy or a fugitive, her legend ensures that, in a way, she never really left.